Meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Amparano?
Here.
Councilmember Burnworth?
Here.
Councilmember Mendoza?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Obeso Martinez?
Here.
And Mayor Tucker.
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Adjustments to the agenda.
Mr. Mayor, there are no adjustments to the agenda.
All right. Thank you. City Attorney reports on closed session.
Thank you. The council met today in closed session and discussed one item of anticipated litigation. Direction was given to council. The council discussed the public employee performance evaluation of the city attorney. No report related to that. The council also discussed labor negotiator related as listed on the agenda. Direction was given to the labor negotiator. That concludes my report.
All right. Thank you. Public comments. Matters not appearing on the agenda. If you wish to address the city council concerning an item within the city's council jurisdiction, please raise your hand and be acknowledged by the mayor. At this time, state your name and address for the record. The mayor reserves the right to place a time limit of 3 minutes on each person's presentation. Anybody? Seeing none, we'll move on to presentations. Autism Acceptance Proclamation. All right. City of Imperial Proclamation, Autism Acceptance. Whereas autism is the result of neurological disorder that affects the functioning of the human brain and can affect anyone regardless of race, ethnicity, gender, or economic background. And whereas the month of April is dedicated to autism awareness, acceptance, and advocacy, providing an opportunity to promote understanding, celebrate diversity, and address barriers faced by individuals on the autism spectrum. And whereas embracing inclusion and acceptance of neurologic individuals fosters stronger, more compassionate communities, whereas everyone is valued for their unique perspective and talent. And whereas families, educators, and organizations work tirelessly to support individuals with autism by advocating for their rights, raising awareness, and promoting greater access to service, resources, and opportunities. And whereas the City of Imperial proudly supports the annual observance of Autism Acceptance Month and World Autism Acceptance Day in the hope that it will lead to better understanding of autism spectrum disorder and celebrate the work of advocates, educators, and family members who work to build a brighter tomorrow alongside those with autism. Now, therefore, I, Mayor James Tucker, on behalf of the Imperial City Council, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2025 as Autism Acceptance Month and April 2nd, 2025 as the World Autism Acceptance Day in the City of Imperial. Passed and adopted this second day of April 2025 at a regular meeting of the Imperial City Council. Thank you. And who do we have representing autism?
I feel like I'm gonna break this thing. Good evening, everyone. Thank you. My name is James. I'm with Autism Support of Imperial County. This is my son. What's your name?
Oh, cool.
Santiago Gonzalez. We're here. One, thank you very much for the proclamation, especially it being the second on Autism Awareness Day itself, and so we're really excited. One of the things we want to share with you, last year we let you know that we were under construction for a mobile unit that we're going to be using to diagnose individuals with autism. This unit's built. I hope that you come by to see it at the market days. We've had it there ready to go. They're lovingly named George and Audrey after our founders, George and Audrey McFadden. George and Audrey McFadden. So you'll see them out and about. We have our training for our evaluators this weekend at San Diego Regional Center. UCLA will be coming down, as well as University California Riverside and San Diego State, to help train 12 professionals, local professionals, to do evaluations throughout the county. And we're hoping that we'll be able to work with both the city of Imperial and the school district and so forth to find a location here to be able to do these evaluations here in the city of Imperial, as well as throughout the rest of the county. Having said that, we want to also thank you for our upcoming Autism Fair and 5K. We're really excited about this. It's already the 4th annual Autism Fair and 5K. It's amazing that we're already here. We're super excited. We're super excited with everything that we've got going on. We've got the Easter egg hunt again back this year. And then we like to brag about our dunk tank, which this year we have first responders. We had tried to volunteer the chief. He said he delegated that. Okay, he delegated that to your own Captain Max. And so Captain Max has proudly taken the reign for this one, and we're super excited. It's so much fun, and the chief wasn't aware, but this year we have dunk tank assistants added to our lineup, and what that is if the dunk tank doesn't quite trigger as it should, then the dunk tank assistant will assist the dunk tank from triggering, which will allow all the fun to happen. So we want to thank you very much. I mean, this is a great opportunity for not just us at Autism Support Imperial County, but with our community as a whole. And I'm not talking about just the city of Imperial, but the county of Imperial. And the fact that the city of Imperial took charge and setting this all up and allowing this all to happen is just, our favorite word is just awesome. And so thank you very much. So we'll see you out. And we hope that you guys can come by and we've got those nice 5K shirts. I don't know if you've seen them. They're really nice. So, come by and grab one. All right. I think, Hoab, did you want to say anything? Anybody else?
Good evening, Mayor, council members. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. I wanted to give something new and interesting that for the first time, we serve here in Imperial County 4,200 clients and about 45,000 between San Diego and Imperial County. For the first time, autism is 50% of the diagnosis of our clients. And across California is 450,000 individuals, and they are also seeing the same trend. Over 50% of the clients have autism as either primary or secondary diagnosis. So it is hard now to find somebody who doesn't know somebody who has autism. So the support in the community coming together to be supportive of individuals and families with autism, it is just incredible. The most important thing, and this morning I had the opportunity to collaborate with the consulate from Mexico. And one of the things that we were talking about is that the awareness of autism shouldn't just be about the individuals that have autism, but also us as a society and how much more inclusive we are of individuals with autism. There needs to be more education on how we can do to support families when they're out in the restaurants, when they're out in the community, and be able to be supportive of them. So hopefully that serves today as the World Autism Awareness Day for us to do that as well. Thank you so much and for this opportunity and for the proclamation.
All right, thank you. And anybody else? Seeing none, we'll meet over here and present the proclamation to you guys.
One, two,
Okay, moving up to the next presentation. A2, National Library Week Proclamation. Okay, yes, go ahead.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. I'd like to introduce you to Julia Santamiago. I told her, let me say it really fast. And I said it wrong. Samaniego. She is our literacy coordinator for our literacy program, which offers amazing services. I think is the heart of the library services. So she'll speak a little bit after our short presentation. I'll try to speak quickly. I know you have a long proclamation to read, but this is a great opportunity to really share what the library services provides to our community together. So, so I'll give you time to kind of look at our amazing very first public library in Imperial County. As I've mentioned in the past, our Carnegie Library was built in 1910 in January of 1911, I believe. It was open for public, and it beat the city of El Centro by 1 month. So we are the very first library in the county. We are the oldest library in the county, even though the Carnegie Library building, through the devastation of the earthquakes in 1940, our library that we're currently in was built in 1953, that we still utilize, that Julia actually serves her literacy program in, that I used to visit as a child to check out children's books. So I've been talking too much about how old I am today with some of our teens in the library. 8,800 adults and 1,982 juveniles have a library card at the Imperial Public Library. However, you are not required to have a library card to access the public library and several programs and services we provide. So we have the numbers of how many library cards we provide, but we do serve as a, during the summer, we are a designated heat, oh my goodness.
Cooling center.
What was it? Cooling, thank you, Cooling and Hydration Center. And then public libraries provide essential access to credible information through various trusted resources and services. And I am humbled to work with our team of 6 professionals who ensure Imperial Public Library is a welcoming space that empowers our residents. On this page, we are identifying our librarian, our literacy assistant, or excuse me, library technician, and our 2 library assistants. It is a privilege to serve alongside our Imperial Public Library team to provide our residents with equitable programs and services, ensuring everyone has access to resources supporting learning, connection, and opportunity. And on this page, we have some of our programs that we have been provided this past year. We have Elizabeth Luvano, which is our program coordinator, or literacy coordinator on the left, or left to you. And we have Julia, while she was serving as our library assistant, on the right. And then we have some of our teen interns in the photos. And 2 photos on the bottom, right underneath Julia, is of our literacy program. One program is one of our learners from a prior that was part of our program that came back to provide information about her college career, that she was becoming a counselor. Do you remember? Yeah. And then one of our volunteers providing a class. We are a building. We're a building with books, but we are more. Imperial Public Library is a welcoming, trusted place where community members of all ages and backgrounds can learn, grow, and connect. I'll let you enjoy the photos just a few seconds. I don't want to take too much time, but their photos tell you a lot. We offer programs and resources that truly change lives. Early literacy activities, job readiness training, wellness resources, and of course, more. These services are designed to meet our community's evolving needs and helping residents thrive. Alex, can you see if you can hear the feedback over here?
I would say.
I can hear the feedback, and unfortunately, it's not new. We are aware of that.
This is an old meeting. It used to just repeat.
Yeah.
It's an old meeting from last year.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, last time I sent Luis to look at a workaround to see somebody else was watching it. We don't know from where the meeting is or
Where it's playing?
where it's playing. But we brought a company last week to make an assessment of the wiring and speakers, and we are working on it.
Thank you.
We're so sorry.
Seems like it's getting louder.
Yeah. Give me a chance to breathe.
Watch an old meeting.
Yeah.
Well, and Amber, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I don't know if you can hear it on that side.
Oh, I
but
did too.
We
Yes,
want
I-
to make
yes.
sure that,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, that you
Kinda
know.
looking around
Yeah,
going-
thanks. It's not you.
Breaching security. Okay. From toddlers at story time to seniors learning new skills and sharing their talents, everyone finds belonging and an opportunity at the library. We offer programs and resources that truly change lives, early literacy activities, I'm sorry, I already read that. I flipped on something. These services are designed to meet our community's evolving needs and help residents thrive. Equity is the core of what we do. Whether it's loaning Wi-Fi hotspots or offering adult literacy services, we ensure access to all. Just want you to look at these pictures. It's just, I hope it makes your heart happy.
Library makes me happy.
Our library team does not do this alone. We thank our city council, our library board of trustees, our City of Imperial team, our California State Library, our California and American Library Association, the Institute of Museum and Library Services, and all of our outstanding community partners that enable us to serve our residents the vital resources of public library resources. This Library Week, we invite our community to celebrate and advocate. We ask you to share your library story, support funding, and uplift this vital institution. Libraries grow stronger with your voice and your support. I thank you for championing our mission. Together, we can continue to advocate, inspire, and empower through this transformative power of libraries. I thank you, Mayor, for your proclamation of National Library Week. And we are appreciative of your recognition of libraries, librarians, and library workers' valuable role in transforming lives and strengthening our communities. And on this last page, we have some of our people that we've collaborated in this past year with that we couldn't provide the services that we do without their collaboration. So we have in the first photo, I'll go through it quickly, I know, but first photo is of Liz, who's our literacy coordinator currently. She is providing free reading eyeglasses to our community. She holds that once a month. And the readers are provided through the Lions Club. And then we partner with Imperial Unified School District for our Lunch at the Library program. They provide the USDA meals. This year, they will be providing 2 lunches. One lunch to be served at the library Monday through Friday, lunch to be served at one affordable living complex, and then they also are going to be providing a snack to provide at another affordable living complex. Next year, we are looking at providing 3 affordable living complexes, those resources, because one has outlived their period of resources. They're at their 15-year point, if that makes any sense to everybody. Our third photo is of various resources in our community for older adults. We have the Area Agency on Aging, and then behavioral health, and I couldn't name them all. Quite a few resources. It was great to have them, and I'm looking forward to having an annual event with them. And then we had our Seroptimus Club that just came in and did everything to provide an event that our library board had their heart to provide, which was, I wasn't prepared to speak about this, so I'm having to remember Gilmore Girls Day. Gilmore Girls, they loved that. So they put that on, and quite a few people showed up. We were very surprised. And then we have our San Diego State University representatives down at the right end. Down below is at the conference, the California Library Association conference, which I hope that I'll be speaking. I shouldn't say this right now. I hope that we'll have a council member attend our CLA conference this year. It's in Riverside, so it's affordable to attend, and it's very inspirational. It provides you an opportunity to connect with the California State Library and find out what's going on and find out what resources are available. So that is with before you have a pen that's building equity-based summer programs, and that is part of the team that we're took a photo with. And the 3 photos in the center has been just another part of our vital organ of our library with our learning garden and demonstration garden. And then at the very last end is my husband. I'm fortunate to be married to someone connected to produce and to healthy produce. And so he is providing all the snacks for the after-school snacks, which is a bonus for our community, because when it's donated and it's not through a USDA program, that means we can provide it to everybody. You don't have to be 18 and under. So anybody that comes in after 3 o'clock during the week is able to have access to the snacks. And I'll stand for any questions, and I thank you for your time, and I thank you for taking this time to make the proclamation.
Thank you. Any question?
I just wanted to find out have we seen any effect of government cuts that are happening high at the federal level that are might potentially be affecting our programs, or maybe already are affecting the programs?
They are not being affected at this point. There are some grants that I have applied for that are still currently offered during this fiscal year that they're finalizing for this fiscal year. And then they are holding on in the report that was submitted to the city manager for the memo to the city council. We applied for 3 out of 4 grants that was offered through the California Library Services, or California State Library. They were amazing opportunities to provide services for our community, provide services for our community. Knowing what the impacts in the future may have hold, it was still worth applying for. We were warned that it was dependent on what happens in the future. We have great advocacy. We have the American Library Association, the California Library Association, our state librarian, and our governor. They're very dedicated to these resources because they understand how vital and essential these services are, because it's a service for everybody. There were some quotes that I provided that I didn't read, for this presentation on the PowerPoint from Carnegie, and it still holds true today. So to answer your question, we're kind of on a hold based on what happened 2 days ago with IMLS. So we're just kind of asking everybody to advocate. Everyone's making phone calls, and it'll work out in the end.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I just want to say great job. My kids love the library. I would say I noticed a cute little guy in there.
Okay, I was going to go back.
I would say he says he works there. Just ask him.
Look, where is it?
Yeah, that's why I was
Oh.
laughing, because he's sitting behind the desk. I was like, you're giving him too much, you're fueling his fire. But no, I think it's great. I love, like, even stuff coming home. He got, like, rainbow carrot seeds, and then he planted them, and then we ate them for dinner the other night, actually. And so, it's stuff that kids can take home too, and it's not just books anymore. And so
Exactly.
it's amazing. So you're doing a great job, and keep up the good work.
All
I,
this
I
food.
love all the events, right? I love to repost. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're doing this now, or they're doing this now. With food prices and the economy, I appreciate that people can come and get a meal or a snack at least and have some respite from the heat here. And so, besides all the great activities, it's just really much needed. So thank you for that as well.
All right.
Yeah, no, it's nice to see all the programs and, especially the pictures. I know I enjoy the summer camps and going and walking through those. But, it's funny, the other day I was having a conversation with somebody. They were talking about English classes. Where can they go get English classes? And, some people charge, and I was like, well, go to the library. They're free. I said, and they're like, they programs that people don't know, but that they're out there. So
Exactly.
definitely do appreciate all the hard work that goes into it. Thank you.
And we are working on, I just tried to be quick and I took too much time. I apologize. We are working on building our library of things. I think that's one amazing resource that the libraries provide. It's sustainable. It's something that people don't, it's providing items that, all types of items. Toys, where as a child, as a mother, as a parent, a guardian, you purchase toys and it lasts so long. But now at the library, you can check out toys and then take them back and just have it revolving opportunities to explore different toys. We have the telescope and backpacking. We are looking at one of the grants that I applied for was to provide sustainable devices to check your home for energy efficiency. So hopefully, that's once again dependent on, budgets going through this next fiscal year with the state and IMLS. But I'm very excited about that because we also have some sustainable programming that will be beneficial for our community and then fun as well, bringing in some little events for that. Before I step away, because I hogged the microphone and saying, look at my pictures, I do want Julia to have a moment to speak because the literacy services, they celebrated their 40th anniversary this year for California. And it's a vital service for our community. We just don't understand what the needs are out there. So I'm going to put her on the spot. She's been making piñatas today for our family literacy program. So that takes a lot of I don't know if anyone's ever made piñatas before, but that takes a lot of patience. I was wondering what the balloons were for earlier, but I'm going to let her speak really fast if that's okay with the board.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, hello. I'm
You can
Julia.
pull the mic down if
Oh.
you like, brother.
Okay.
This does-
I'm Julia Samaniego, the newest literacy coordinator here at the library. As Ember mentioned, I was a library assistant for about 2 years, so I really enjoyed working at the library. As Ember mentioned, the library doesn't just have books. You have access to knowledge and information. It's not only books, but telescopes, hiking backpacks that you can use outside, databases. Like if you're into working on cars, we have the Chilton databases that can help you work on your own car. It's all these services that in other places they'll charge you for them, and we have all of these services for free. And another vital service that we have for free is the literacy classes. And these literacy classes are English, English conversation, citizenship, and computer classes. And these classes are for adults in our community that are looking to improve their reading skills, their writing skills, improve just them speaking in English. These are classes for people that English isn't their first language. It's their second or third language. And this is for those adults in the community that just during school, they fell through the cracks and didn't achieve all that they could have. So this allows them to improve. They make up their goals. Some of them have goals of going up in their workplace, getting better jobs, and to be able to do this is receiving more education. So all of this is free, and we encourage any adult in the community that if they wish to pursue these types of goals to come into the library. It's proven that adults that have high literacy skills and that read to the children, it will lead way to their children being good readers and for them to read and have higher literacy rates too. So it's just educating our community and making them successful and independent. And yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you. Any other question? If not, we'll go ahead and read the proclamation. The City of Imperial Proclamation, National Library Week. Whereas National Library Week is celebrated every year in April, and this year's theme is drawn to the library and highlights the many ways the library brings people together. And whereas libraries spark creativity and fuel imagination, offering a space where individuals of all ages can explore new ideas and be drawn to new possibilities. And whereas libraries are essential pillars of our communities, providing access to knowledge, technology, and resources that empower individuals and foster lifelong learning. And whereas libraries partner with schools, businesses, organizations, connecting the dots to maximize resources, increase efficiency, and expand access to essential services, strengthening the entire community. And whereas the City of Imperial City Council commends the Imperial Library staff and volunteers for their dedication, innovation, and passion in their service, for providing exemplary support, and for fostering a welcoming environment for all who enter its doors. Now, therefore, I, Mayor James Tucker, on behalf of the City of Imperial, do hereby proclaim the week of April 6th through 12th, 2025 as National Library Week in the City of Imperial. Passed and adopted on the second day of April 2025 at a regular meeting of the Imperial City Council. All right, thank you. Go ahead.
City Council, you will be receiving an email from the City Manager's Office inviting you to a luncheon on April 8th, which is a Tuesday, to celebrate National Library Workers' Day. I believe it. So from 12 to 2, just in case you're hungry and have a
I'll
moment.
be there in spirit. I'm in my Calexico office.
Tuesday and Wednesday are my out of.
And One last thing, I'm sorry. I can't believe I forgot this, but literacy services, it's all done because of our volunteers, and I really want to thank Jackie, Leslie, and Mark for just what they're giving to the community is priceless, and we really appreciate them. So thank you.
Thank you.
Shut us up.
Stream on Facebook.
Okay, next up is B, consent agenda. All items appearing under the consent agenda will be acted upon by the city council with one motion without discussion. Should any council member or other persons request that any item be considered separately, that item will be taken up at the time of as determined by the mayor.
So moved.
I got a motion and a second. Please vote.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay. C, action items, discussion action. C1, appointment of a non-voting primary and alternate city council member to the Friends of Imperial Parks Committee for the 2025 calendar year. Presented by Mr. Morita.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. As you may recall from the presentation made by Mr. Lopez at your last meeting, the bylaws of this nonprofit call for a council appointment of one of its members and an alternate as non-voting members of the board of the nonprofit. And so we would ask that you do that this evening.
Okay.
I'd like to nominate Ido Beso Martinez.
To nominate you as an alternative.
Perfect.
I'll second that. And that.
All right.
I got a motion and a couple seconds for both issues, I guess. So we'll keep rolling. Are we doing it as one vote?
Yeah.
Okay.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, C2. Adopt the plans and specifications and authorize public bidding for the shop tank and Ayton tank modifications and new ventilation system installation, project bid number 2025-03. Presenter, Mr. Dale.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, council members. Our plans and specifications are now ready to go to bid, and we're asking the council to authorize, to adopt the plans and authorize them to go to bid. The main portion of this project is the rehabilitation of the Ayton tank, which includes sandblasting the interior, inspecting for any metal corrosion, repairing the corrosion, recoating the interior, and recoating the exterior, except for the roof. There'll be some modifications to the roof of the Ayton tank. We're adding, proposing to add some vents and forced air. And as you might recall, earlier we had requested that we could install mixers in the tanks, and those mixers have made a big difference, reduced our THMs by 20% in the tank, and also just help homogenize the water. The forced air, what it does, it will move the air through the tank, so the mixers help volatilize the THMs, and the air will push it through. So we're adding the forced air and the ventilation. The shop tank was recently rehabilitated, as you might recall, maybe 3 years ago. And it's time for a draining inspection, so we plan to add the vents to the top of that tank as well. That's a fully metal roof, and the Aden tank is an aluminum roof. So we're planning to add ventilation to the shop tank, and while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and inspect it and fix anything that needs to be fixed in the shop tank as well. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
I do remember that about 3 to 4 years ago.
Mhm.
But it seems like to keep updated to keep our water.
No, that was the same time we had to paint it.
I'm sorry, I didn't
That's the
hear.
same time we had to paint that tank, that funky colors.
Oh,
But that was the other one.
That was that one.
Yeah.
And the same time we did that whole project.
All
At the
right.
page like 170, I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys have to decide on the paint. You have to decide on this. You have to. I'm like, I'm glad.
it has to
Have
be
that all
special
figured
paint.
out.
Special paint that
Yeah,
doesn't
I
have.
was reading and I was like, oh my gosh.
It's good to be proactive on these kind of things until to prevent major
Yeah.
catastrophic failures.
David, and with this modification to this Aten tank, when we do this, what is the lifespan of this new modification?
So are you talking about the rehabilitation?
Yeah.
The rehabilitation, they should last 30 years.
Okay.
If we drain and we inspect the tank or, do a dive inspection, we're supposed to do it once every 3 years. If we locate any minor corrosion, we can fix it at that time. But this should be 30 years.
Thank you.
So moved.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. Vote, please.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay. Up next, C3, approve the reimbursement of development park impact fee for the Monterey subdivision park. Presenter, Mr. Mora.
Good evening, council. Before you is a request for reimbursement for park impact fees for the Monterey Park subdivision. The developer built the park. It was inspected by staff, and it was accepted by the city council on March 6, 2024. We have reviewed all documentation from the developer, and we are recommending the reimbursement in the amount of $320,486.59, and I'll stand for any questions that you may have.
Our little park is well used.
It is.
It is.
It is.
It's nice and flat and green, and you see people there all the
pretty
time.
good.
It's beautiful.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
I got a motion and a second. Please vote.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay. Up next, C4, approval and adoption of the body worn camera policy. Presenter, Ms. Smith.
Good evening. I present the proposed community development body-worn camera policy for your consideration and approval. This policy has been developed to enhance transparency, protect our community development staff, and improve the efficiency of our operations. Both management and labor representatives have reviewed the policy, and their feedback has been incorporated. The use of the body-worn cameras is a proactive step to ensure accountability and provide a clear record of interactions between our community development staff and the public. These cameras will be a valuable tool for documenting inspections, enforcement activities, and potentially contentious encounters. They offer protection against false accusations and can be instrumental in resolving public complaints. The primary goal is to provide clear guidelines for the use of body-worn cameras to ensure reliable and lawful recording and public interactions. The policy addresses general guidelines for the use of the devices, activation guidelines, violations and unauthorized use, privacy and responsibility expectations, and file maintenance, access, and retention. And I welcome any questions that you may have.
Pretty much explained it. Thank you, though, for that.
Glad to see it on the agenda.
All right. I have a motion.
I'll
I got
second.
a motion and a second. Vote, please.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay. Up next, C5, approval of a third amendment to the Imperial Police Officers Association Memorandum of Understanding, IPOA MOU. Presenter, Mrs. Smith.
Tonight, I present for your consideration and approval the Third Amendment of the Memorandum of Understanding between the City of Imperial and the Imperial Police Officers Association. This amendment addresses the implementation of probationary periods for police department employees who undergo promotions, voluntary demotions, and voluntary lateral transfers. The request is a culmination of a thorough and collaborative meet and confer process with the IPOA representatives. We have reached a mutual agreement on the terms of this amendment, which aim to provide clarity and consistency regarding probationary periods within the police department. Specifically, the amendment establishes a 12-month probationary period for all employees promoted, voluntarily demoted, or voluntarily transferred to a new position within the police department. The amendment clearly defines the terms of probationary period, promotion, voluntary demotion, and voluntary transfer. Therefore, it outlines procedures for failure to complete probation, reemployment, and reinstatement processes. And if approved, this amendment will become effective upon approval of the council this evening and remain in effect until the current collective bargaining agreement ends on June 30th, 2026, and will be incorporated into the MOU language during the next contract negotiation period. This amendment is designed to create a fair and transparent process for both city and IPOA. It will ensure that employees have a clear understanding of the expectations and procedures related to position changes, and we believe this amendment is in the best interest of the police department and the city of Imperial. Therefore, I respectfully request the city council to consider and approve adopting the Third Amendment of the MOU between the city of Imperial and IPOA. And I can answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much. Any question? Any question?
So moved.
I got a motion
Second.
and a second. Vote, please. Thank you.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, up next, C6, approval and adoption of sidewalk inspection and maintenance program.
Tonight, I present the City of Imperial's Sidewalk Inspection Program for your consideration and approval. The program is a collaboration between the City Manager's Office, Public Services, and Risk Management and prioritizes pedestrian safety and accessibility. The program establishes standardized procedures for identifying and addressing sidewalk defects, minimizing injury risk, and Public Services will administer the program, overseeing scheduling, prioritization, and hazard mitigation. Property owners will be notified of required repairs, and clear incident reporting and record-keeping processes are outlined within the program. The inspection process will encompass prescribed annual inspections based on a 5-year rotating grid system, which is outlined in the program as Appendix B, regular visual screening of safe routes to school, prompt response to citizen service requests involving injuries or accidents, and identification of hazards by city employees during their routine duties, and periodic inspections as needed. The inspections will adhere to the California Government Code Section 830, prioritizing substantial safety risks. Documentation, including photographs and detailed reports, will ensure transparency. A priority system ranging from low to extreme will address hazards with emphasis on high traffic areas, school zones, and senior centers. Consistent with California Streets and Highway Code Section 5610 to 5618 and the Imperial City Code Chapter 19 Streets and Sidewalks Ordinance, abutting property owners are responsible for maintaining sidewalks in a safe and usable condition, and the program outlines owner obligations and provides options for property owners to fulfill their commitments, including self-repair with a city permit, hiring a licensed contractor, or having the city perform the repairs at the property owner's expense. Clear notification procedures utilizing a two-notice system and allowing reasonable time for compliance are detailed, as are potential lien placements for non-compliance. While emphasizing property owner responsibility, the city also recognizes its role in ensuring public safety and well-maintained infrastructure and may address critical safety issues contingent upon resources. This program provides a proactive framework for consistent, documented, and prioritized sidewalk maintenance, ensuring community safety and well-being, and I'm prepared to answer any questions that you may have.
Any question?
Oh, got a question. So I understand our policy and that, I mean, it encompasses what we have here within the city. I know there's some that come outside our boundaries that we keep talking about. Would there be any way to work with the other agencies on that? even though it doesn't belong to a property owner and stuff like that. I know that funding sources, there's some out there, maybe like through SCAG, through a Safe Path Through School, different programs that are available that maybe we can say, hey, look, fix it, we'll get the money, we'll do it, but just let us do it.
Finding collaborative efforts with other agencies. That's something we could look into. I might defer the budgeting to our public services director, David Dell. But that's something that we could definitely look into.
But like I said, I know this one's just for us. I mean, we're talking over here on this side, so. But I don't know if that's something that's doable. The county one that's over here, the walk path along.
Bicycle jump.
Yeah, the bicycle track.
Yeah, we've had some conversations with the Public Works Director in the county about
Okay.
that.
So there, we can do something.
We can try.
Or we can put signs, city stops here, this starts the county, this is not ours, this is theirs.
Well, certainly we can put city limit signs.
This does not belong to us. Okay, appreciate it.
So moved.
I got a motion
Second.
and a second. Vote, please. Did mine go through?
Motion carries 5-0.
Usually I don't take a break, but talking about that sidewalk, you know how you said put the city entrance sign. You know how long it took us to get that one? About 10 years.
Well, Worthington Ave is kind of strange because
Oh,
you,
yeah, I know.
you go into city limits, you go out of city limits, you go into city.
Yeah.
They messed up on the
This
crayon.
house is on the
Yes.
city limits, this house is not.
Yeah,
Odd.
I'd like to fix that someday and get it, properly annexed if possible.
That would be amazing.
But, we've been in conversations with the county. They have a project to repair Worthington Road. So once they do that, we can start that conversation.
All right. Thank you. And next is C7, approval of adoption of outside employment policy. Ms. Smith?
My final one, I promise.
Kristen showed today.
So tonight I present the city's proposed outside employment disclosure policy for your consideration and approval. This policy ensures compliance with the California Government Code Section 1125 et sec, which aims to prevent conflict of interest arising from the employee's outside employment. Both management and labor representatives have reviewed the policy and feedback has been incorporated. This policy applies to all city employees with the exception of the police department, which is subject to its own specific policies outlined in the Imperial PD Policy Manual. The primary goal is to prevent outside employment that conflicts with an employee's city duties, including overtime and emergency responsibilities. The policy is not intended to prohibit outside employment, but rather to ensure transparency and prevent conflict. Employees must disclose all outside employment to the department head. The policy prohibits specific scenarios, such as using city resources for private gain or engaging in activities such as subject to city review. And it distinguishes between similar and conflicting outside employment, outlines an approval process by the department head, and provides appeal process to human resources and the city manager. Conduct expectations during work hours and restrictions on political activity align with California Government Code as well. The outside employment disclosure, written appeal to human resources, and written appeal to city manager forms are attached to the policy as appendices. And the policy establishes a clear, transparent process for managing outside employment, balancing employee opportunities with city commitments. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Any question? Seeing none,
I'll make a motion.
I got a motion
Second.
and a second. Vote, please.
Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you. D, reports. Department reports, starting with Mr. Mora. And welcome back, sir. We missed you last time.
Yes, I was really, really sick. No major updates, only we have 3 ongoing projects. We are pouring concrete sidewalks on the west side of Barione. We're installing the curb and gutter on Ayton. and we're replacing some of drainage pipes along Highway 86. So we are putting everything together so we can do all the pavement with all the three projects at the same time. So we are hoping to get that within the next 2 to 4 weeks.
Now, which three projects are those?
The HSC, which is beautification of Highway 86, Worthington Berioni bike path, with I believe most of the most of the sidewalks. Then we have the Aiden Boulevard rehab. That's the curb and gutter, and the 7th, 10th, and 14th Street, which we were trying to do all the payment all at the same time,
Okay.
as much as we can, within the same a week and a half.
And when's that gonna go on?
2 to 4 weeks. I'll trying to get an update by the end of this week. Should get that by Friday, and I'll distribute that to city manager's office, and he can distribute that to.
So during spring break?
We hope so. We're pushing.
I sure hope so too.
Mr. Deb?
So I've been kind of hesitating to mention this, but our illustrious police chief came to my office this week and mentioned, well, he said, happy anniversary. So it's been 1 year since I've been at the city. Time flies.
Oh, wow.
I only meant, well, I don't want to embarrass him, but it's also his 1 year anniversary. Well, it was March 18th? March 18th, yes. So, I only mention that because I just want to say that I'm very happy to be working with such an incredible leadership team that you have in front of you. Our city manager put them together, and I'm just very happy to be working with them. So,
Thank you. Well, congratulations, you passed probation.
yeah.
Yeah, that was really
Thank you.
fast.
Alrighty. Miss Nancy?
I'm still in shock that it's been a year since you started working here. Man, time flies. Hello, everyone. We just finished up the Imperial Signature Event Series with Blues, Brews, and Barbecue. That was the last downtown event of the season. We'll start up again in October. Blues, Brews, and Barbecue, it was a success. We had about 13,000 people there. I think, the weather cleared up this year, which we're very thankful for, so we were able to get good attendance. We have the Autism Awareness Fair this month, next Saturday, the 12th, from 12 to 4. We're partnering with Autism Support of Imperial County, which they were here a little earlier and talked about it a little bit, but it's a great place for us to be able to raise awareness for autism and to bring the community together. We want to invite everyone to attend in the community. It doesn't matter if, if your family has special needs or not. We want to invite everyone to attend. We'll have lots of fun features there. We'll have, like they mentioned earlier, the petting zoo and dunk tank and Easter egg hunt and stuff for the community. So hopefully everyone's able to make it. It'll be at Eager Park. And then, I don't know if you guys may have noticed that we had a movie scheduled for March that ended up getting postponed. It was going to be Moana 2. It will be at Eager Park. We will be releasing the new date soon, but it'll be sometime in April.
So windy that day. Ugh,
What was that?
there was terrible wind that
I
day.
I know. Yeah, we're good. We're happy that we made the call early in the morning so that we didn't have to fight the wind. I don't think anyone would have wanted to make it out that night.
All right, thank you. Mr. Estrada?
Mr. Mayor, council members, we almost complete all the projects that the council approved for this fiscal year. The only one that is still resilient to move forward is the voice over IP system. We're still fighting with them to port the phone lines. Aside of that, everything is completed. Also, the other one is still pending, but it's going to take months or probably years to be completed, is the ERP, although we're still working on it. And lastly, this week we have a little hiccup with our phone line. For some reason and no reason, AT&T decided to disconnect the line. So we were able to put it back today. It wasn't at all part of the migration, so we show up on Monday and the line was dead. So it took us time to figure it out from where why of the issue ended up to be the line. But everything is back to normal, and that's what I have. But I will stop for any question that you may have.
Guys, cloud-based?
Who?
Like the
Right
phone
now?
lines? Yeah.
No, right now
still
we
not?
have a in-house deployment. We have a PRI line. The
Okay.
PRI basically is a one pair of cables.
Yeah.
And the 40 something lines that we have are through this wire. So they terminate the circuit. And when I call a request for who authorized that, and unfortunately they don't have more information to provide me, but they were, at least they reconnected in a proper time. They were supposed to be until Friday, but I sent a nice friendly email saying that was not very possible to wait that long, so they restarted the service this morning.
Awesome.
Did you tell him the check was in the mail?
No, actually, I said something different, but I can say it here.
Now we're gonna have a
He's
quick.
over here saying, hey, I paid the bill.
So Alex, now we're gonna see a cartoon of, a phone and a hand holding the other side going to reconnect me.
No. So that's what I have.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Heller, I didn't skip you tonight. Sorry about that last time.
Thank you very much for your time tonight. I know I took a little extra time.
That's okay. All right. Thank you and your crew. All right. Ms. Rion, Chief of Police.
Actually, I was going to say I had nothing until our public services director pointed out that it is the couple weeks past the anniversary, and then a couple of observations from my 1 year here. Imperial is a very proud community, a very strong community, and this sense of ownership that the community has in its police department translates generally into a lot of support, and enough that I take a step back every time there is that level of support, and I recognize it as something to be tremendously grateful for, because as we all know, law enforcement can be an extremely delicate profession depending upon how volatile the YouTube videos are and how close in proximity they are to the Imperial Valley. I do thank everybody present for their time, effort, and energy for guiding me along, and I put a lot of effort into making sure that there is any chaos at the police department level. My name's not on it, but unfortunately, I haven't been too successful at that. But again, I do thank you very much for your time and your energy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Not really nothing to report right now. Still working on the budget. I was kind of hopeful to have already something done for you, but based on timing, we just closed out the third quarter on Monday, so probably get better numbers. Working with all departments, getting their budgets in, so get hopefully, well, not hopefully, I promise by next council I'll start presenting that and set up workshops so we can discuss the first round of the draft for the budget. More high level instead of going in detail line item, but at least all departments can put in their 2 cents to the projects and need. We gotta be careful though, like mentioning the funding for next year, it's gonna tricky. So we also work with that and try to present the best numbers.
Thank you. All right. Ms. Smith.
We don't have any new hires for this week, but I just wanted to announce our upcoming employee appreciation event. It's on April 11th, Cheval Farms. It starts at 6, and we look forward to seeing you all there. It should be fun.
Is there a theme this year?
It's a spring theme, so it'll be like flowers and pretty, but trying not to be too girly, but but it should be nice. We'll see you there.
So we have to wear flowers.
Yeah, you wear a flower in your hair.
How's it gonna stick? Glue.
You put a headband, bro.
Head. Easter bunny ears.
All right. Mr. Garcia.
Nothing to report, but I do want to remind the council and the public that we do have our My Imperial app. I think it kind of fell to the wayside, but if you still have it on your phone, you will have seen this last week. We've gotten aggressive and trying to push out a lot of information that wasn't going out before. The nice feature the nice part of the My Imperial app is it's specific to Imperial. So unlike the social media that's driven on algorithms and other factors like how many people you follow and stuff, so much gets missed. And I think you all probably get people from the public who see stuff after the fact and or just say they never knew about an event or certain things. And it'll be specific, so they'll definitely get alerts through that app, as well as it being a great source for us to push out emergency information if some sort of event or some issue comes up where we need to get vital information out. So it's real easy. You can find it on for either Apple or ISO or Android, excuse me. So you can find it in the usual app stores, as well as we've been posting out. There's a QR code you can use just to download it.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Morita?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council. I don't really have anything to report. I will say though, and I was reminded by Mr. Dale's and Chief Real's comments about time flies when you're having fun. It has been a minute since they joined us. I do my best to try to stay out of the way because I think we've got a good group of folks, and I don't know if they feel like I stay out of the way, but I believe we're working well together. Doesn't mean that we always necessarily agree, but I think that's a good thing. So anyway, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you. Putting up with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mayor and,
No.
Mayor and council members' reports. City clerk,
I have nothing to add.
Mrs. Stacy.
Just wanted to say thank you to all of the staff for our final event, the Blues, Brews, and Barbecue. As always, it was a fun event, and I'm thankfully we had some good weather that night. I'm sad to see that the season's already over. It doesn't, I know we had to cut out events, but it sure made that go by quick. And we had a really good time, as we always do. So thank you to you and the entire staff of Parks and Rec.
Ms. Ida.
Again, that's Blues, Brews, and Barbecue is always a great event. There's so many people. It feels like a homecoming again because you see everybody again and their moms and their tias. I love it. So thank you for that. That is a lot of work for everybody. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are hot in your little, what do you call those little barns that they sit in there selling the tickets? So yes, I'm very appreciative to all the staff that they put in such hard work to keep all these beautiful events. I think Imperial's like the gold standard when it comes to events, and yeah, not everybody can keep up with the great work you guys do. We had Cal City's dinner as well. That was my first time announcing.
You did amazing.
Thank you. I was a little nervous. I was like, oh. Thank you to Senator Steve Padilla for also coming out and sharing his updates. That was also very nice. So yeah, we will have another one May 19th, but it'll be a combination with Riverside. So if anybody wants to carpool, I'll be driving. I drive fast, don't worry.
We'll let the chief drive.
What's that?
And we can take the van with for the Explorers.
Oh, yeah. How fast does it go? No, get me. It's on who's driving. Dennis has driven with me.
City attorney?
He's fine. Nothing to report.
Nothing. Mr. Ankarani?
Just same like everybody else. Blues, Brews, and Barbecue was amazing. A lot of people, I kept hearing, where do you guys find this band? Where do you guys find this band? Music was great. Weather was awesome. Food was amazing. And so, yeah, it does take a lot of work. I see it. I was walking in through the north side, and I can see the guys leaning up against a truck, tired, hot, sweaty, and still trying to move. I'm like, guys, take a break. It's hot. But you can see the hard work doesn't go unnoticed because everybody else can't compete to what Imperial has. So good job with that. It's like Ida, we all get to attend different things. Attended my ICTC meeting, long agenda. Never had an agenda that long, but a lot of good things coming. But other than that, definitely look forward to a good month here. So just thank you for all the hard work. Appreciate it.
Nothing to report that anybody else didn't do.
I was gonna say.
Can I make a comment?
Yes.
I'm very appreciative of all the hard work you're doing on the IVHD board. That's a big undertaking, and I'm glad it's you at the help of that.
Thank you.
Doesn't feel very well not to be appreciated, huh? And you're doing a fine job.
I would say,
excellent.
you know what? It makes city council fun, and I'm appreciative. This is, it's been getting my butt kicked for a year and a half, but we're almost done.
Good job.
Yeah, good job. Just like to thank Mrs. Amparano for the fine job at the Blues and Crews and helping me do my job. All right, thank you.
Tucker, if I may, one last thing.
Yes.
Chief Real, we did notice the patches and nice badges. I did see those on social media.
Very cool.
That was nice. It was nice to see. So,
I love that.
yeah. Thank you for definitely supporting.
Oh, no, everybody's excited, and especially with the new
Yes.
puzzle piece
Badges
badges.
are
And
so cool.
we're hoping next year to be able to kind of add some puzzle pieces to the hood of one of the cars to be able to present at the event. So
Nice.
I love it.
we'll find some funding for that.
Thank you. Find somebody. That's a guy right there.
Okay, anything else? If not, we'll adjourn the meeting till the next meeting is Wednesday, April 16th.